G'day, beard brethren, Sheilas, fuckheads, and just all-round legends. Welcome to Two Beards, a podcast, and Wrexham AFC, the podcast all about the team we love, Wrexham, brought to you from us lonely little Aussies down below. I'm your host, Rousey, and that is Adrian. Mate, brother, I missed you. It's been a long week.
It's been a very fucking long week, and I think the games helped a bit and also didn't help as well because of the late nights on both ends for both of us. So,
very, very trying week.
Very trying. And you know what? I commend not just the Aussies, but also, the Americans had to get up early for which one was it? I think it was this morning's one. They've had to sacrifice as well. So yes, us Aussies do it tough with the time zones, but shout out to the other people around the world who are doing it tough too.
Yeah, wouldn't have it any other way though. We do it for the love of our team. So anyway, just some quick housekeeping to get out of the way. So, guys, like and share the shit out of this if you like this. Comment down below your thoughts on anything we talk about in the podcast today. If you'd like to become a fuckhead, which is our little Patreon program, we call them fuckheads. They are much beloved by us and they get access to us 24/7. Basically, $5 a month gets you access to fans only Discord, gets you shout outs on the pod every single week, gets you discount off our merch store, and plenty more prizes and giveaways and all
prizes,
all
giveaways. And you know what? It's been a bit remiss of us, and I think just life's been getting in the way for the both of us. But we should be mentioning that you get sweet fuck all as well. Sweet. Fuck all. That is the top shelf shit that you are wanting. The fucking thing in the air that that aura around it. Yeah, that's sweet fuck all. That's what we're after. But we're also after those shout outs, and those shout outs, I'm going to list them off, and I swear I have them ingrained in my brain now, almost that I could probably recite them, every Christmas time now for Christmas cards. I'll just list them off and send them out because we've got Sarah, we've got John, we've got Will, we've got Ryan, we've got Jake, Chris, Aaron, and I'm always going to shout out Rousey because I feel like he gets the raw end of the stick here. Rousey does a lot of the king fuckhead, and obviously myself. And the Discord goes off lately. It's a lot of fun during games. I think it quietens down during the week until Rousey, randomly posts an Instagram video that scars us for life, and then we watch some football.
Well, speaking of football, we wouldn't be a football podcast if we didn't talk about football. So after this, let's fucking go. Woo! Woo! Right. Oh, we had the FA Cup on the weekend against Yeovil Town. It was a 3-0 win. I got the prediction right.
You did, mate. Well done. It's a long time coming because you've been so close every single week, just maybe one goal off the other way, or same idea but different scoreline. So well done to you. I got mine off by one because what did I get? You got three zip obviously, and I got the 3-1, and I think it was just the lack of confidence in our defense, which for the trophy made sense, but not for the cup. And the cup was a lovely Aldi FC against Marks and Spencer's. So how did you find that little drama that kicked off before the game? Was it just overplayed?
I think it was just a bit of play. I mean, because obviously the mascot ended up leading out the team anyway. You could see him clear as day in his Audi shirt, and good on him. I think it was a good thing to witness. It was always going to be, like, I had in my mind that we were always going to win that game. And of course now we are through to the fourth round.
Oh, mate, I don't know, and I love that. we keep hoping for these bigger draws. And don't get me wrong, Shrewsbury is a tasty draw.
Spoiler alert.
No, spoilers, sorry.
We'll talk about Shrewsbury in a second.
But it's a tasty draw. But honestly, even just getting Yeovil Town, you actually retweeted a really good post that was done by Sky News, I think, which was like, what was it? Like Yeovil comes up against the Giants, Wrexham, and it's like, bro, we played against them in the same league 8 months ago. Calm down. It's true. It's just that what a difference, 8 months.
Yeah, makes. To go from being the Giant Killers to being the Giants, it's a rather surreal thing. And it was an absolutely epic game. I really loved watching that game. It was quite a comfortable win. Few little, hold your balls moments, but give your balls a tug.
Give your balls a tug. That's for those Letterkenny fans out there.
But yeah, it was a good little game. I quite enjoyed it.
What did you think of the
Evans was on fire again?
Oh yeah, I mean, look, what's funny is, and this is where, and I was gonna bring it up. I'm like, your man Elliot Lee, your boy, Elliot Lee, he got man of the match, and I thought he was pretty good too. Don't get me wrong, but I keep going like, when's Evans just going to get the it seems like all the fans know Evans is amazing, but whoever's doing the fucking tweets are just like, yeah, just pick him out of a hat, mate. So, and don't get me wrong, Elliot Lee, no disrespect, you were amazing, but Evans is on some serious streak. I will put it to Mullen's first year with us was incredible. I'm putting it on that same standard, obviously in a different position, obviously not in a goal scoring position, but geez, he was good. Who was your standout along with Evans?
Well, I mean, of course, Elliot Lee.
Yeah, of course.
Lee. But I think it was overall it was a good team performance. Ollie Palmer was just dynamic. Oh, he was good. He was so good. And McLean. It was just good to have a full team back.
It was, wasn't it?
I mean, and I know, and I do want to touch the base on this one. Aaron Hayden sadly went down. Oh, Jesus, mate! I know you love the bloke, but the dude could like break a finger by drinking a cup of tea. I mean, I think my thing is, and this is where like the same principle goes by, because if we keep Langton, we keep Hayden. That's my mantra. So if you're going to get rid of Hayden for the same thing, you get rid of Langton, and no one wants to do that. Is Langton still injured?
Yeah. From what I understand.
He's been injured for most of this year already.
Yeah, and he's done it multiple times over the same thing. Same as Hayden. Not that, like, again, I'm not disputing that Hayden gets injured, but this whole argument that, we'd get rid of, him first because of that is a bit silly, considering we have a lot of players in that similar position, e.g. Fletcher and Langton. So I'd probably start thinking, yeah, you are right. It's starting to worry, because it was like, all right, he's back. All right, here we go. He's getting some form again. And look, it's now becoming a bit ridiculous. And when it comes to the pointy
you've got
end,
a club that has, in my opinion, some of the best facilities and best player management in League Two, and
maybe not the facilities, but definitely the people.
They got the top physiotherapists and strength and conditioning coaches. They've gone all out to get these, top end people, and yeah, he's still pulling up injured. Like, what is going on with him, man? Like, it's just some people have that. It's so sad to see, because he is a dynamic player. He is a great player, but all of a sudden, it's just wow.
Well, it's funny because like I'm calling back 2 months ago, and it was like, you were on the pod and you're like, he's done, he's cooked. Came back, and then you're like, I'm completely wrong. Aaron Hayden's on fire, and then bang, he was injured again. Same thing happened again. You're like, he's done. He came back. He was amazing. Did an injury again. He's done it again, and honestly, the only reason, and this is no disrespect to Hayden, because like we all know, he's one of my favorites, but the reason he still keeps getting brought back in is because we do need him right now. Because when we don't have him, if we don't have him, we're screwed in that centre back position. So what will happen is in January, you watch.
But what did you think?
One target will be.
What did you think? Too obviously. When Davies came on and they pushed Evans back into the centre back position. I mean, it's a very interesting move, and the fact that they had Will Boyle sitting on the bench, a known defender, but they say, "Oh, we'll just drop our midfielder back into defence and bring on another midfielder," mate. I mean, is there anything Evans can't do?
Well, there's that, and I think it's just showing the state of where that backline's at the moment, because the defense is it's simply put, Hayden is the rock of that defense. When he doesn't play, we get results like Stockport, we get results like MK, we get those results that we didn't that were not flattering, and it's because we have people like him. So when we're bringing him back, I believe that's Phil Parkinson not putting faith in Will Boyle, because, and we've talked about this, you were saying to me it's a bit early to call it that, he's been, impact because he scored a couple goals at the start. But I'll be honest, I know we're going to talk about the next game in a bit, but Will Boyle is one of those players where I'm starting to go, come January, he's not getting first team football. He's not playing. We're probably going to get another player from that exact position. If I'm Will Boyle, I'll be asking questions about, shit, I just dropped down to come here and now I'm not good enough. And I'd feel pretty shit. So I'm worried about people like Boyle, obviously Waters, Hosanna, even Biggerstaff to an extent, because Biggerstaff is such a talent. And Young. Well, Evans has basically just shut the door on that, unfortunately. Evans has just basically, and in the nicest way possible, he's Luke Young. I love Luke Young. Look, I love Luke Young. There's that meme that goes around. But I have to admit, as much as I love Luke Young and what he's done for this club and what he is as a captain, his position is now taken, and he is now taking a back seat. Now, if he's happy to take a back seat, then all power to him. I would love that, because he is the captain. He is the spiritual leader. I love that. But if he wants to go elsewhere for first team football to finish off his career, in National League or another league, lower League 2 side, more power to him. I would not disrespect or hate on him if he decided to leave.
And I just want to give an extra special Two Beards shout out to our mate Chomp. Some of those saves against Yeovil, clean sheet, just straight perfection.
Clean sheet.
Just so good. And some of those saves are really good, like juicy stuff. I was like, ooh, damn.
The ones that came off the post were a little scary, but I think it was one of those things where I feel like it's okay. He had it covered. I like to think he had it covered, but it was one of those things. But they only had 2 shots on target, I'm pretty sure. So they were literally 2 little scares. The rest, he was pretty good. I think there was a little laughing joke because people were like, he was one of our best on. Well, you kind of can't say that when there's only 2 shots on target.
Yeah. And apologies to all those Wrexham fans out there that saw me behind the goal with no pants on.
What? Today or?
Huh?
When?
Oh no, for the game. I was standing at the bare cop end with just a Wrexham shirt on with no pants. So I'm sorry you all got to see me in all my glory, but I
don't even know where he pieces this from. He's now just imagining
the Marks and Spencer pig behind.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well
Obviously,
played.
I'm playing myself out. I'm that pig behind the goal with no pants on.
Honestly,
just
someone made. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, and this shout out to Cryptic, fellow Aussie in Tassie, he made a tweet that was like, but if they take his shirt off, is he really nude? Half, because they were always like, he's half nude. It's like, well, but if he's got no shirt on, he's just a pig. So you're not going to call him naked, right? So it's just this weird thing. So I kind of agree. But honestly, the photos that people were getting, I think Beardy got a really good photo, and it just looks like the most menacing fucking thing in the dark. It's in the shadows of the cop where the lights are, but it's like shining a light just further back. So just this like looks like a Sith Lord, like from like the next Star Wars movie. It's just going to be fucking Peppa Pig, like whatever the fuck, like
And if that was here in Australia, someone will be sneaking in at night and putting a big, massive stonker right on. Just
honestly, I'm surprised someone in Wales didn't do it. To be real,
I'm surprised too. I mean, fuck, I thought about it. I thought, geez, if I was there, I might just go out and purchase a few things and make some meat and 2 veg and just whoo.
Yeah, like people were taking some good photos of it. Some people have now come up, and you'll get into the news. I feel like I'm going to do a spoiler on it because what's going to replace it. But basically, people are theorizing the reason that will be moved.
We'll definitely get onto that. So, but we won the FA Cup game, and now we drew Shrewsbury in the next round.
Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of liking that draw. Look, I had a really, really strong feeling we were going to draw one of the big boys, but we didn't. But I feel like we kind of got the next best thing because that's a straight up derby. That is.
Yeah, it's a local. Crosstown rivals, I guess. Well, kind of.
I hope we kick their ass. I really do.
Well, I didn't I knew of it. If you this is the weird. Even if you have no idea about football in general, or even Wrexham in general, and you log into EAFC 24 and you choose a team, it always puts you up against your rival. If you do that with Wrexham, obviously the only team, because there's no Chester, because Chester can't get on the game because they're shit. So the team that they put up there is not Notts, not anything. It's always it's Shrewsbury. And obviously investigating through that, when I first became a Wrexham fan, I got to learn about it. But hearing the stories come out of this week, what people are talking about, let's talk about some heartache, man. Like we're talking like people going, my first game was against Shrewsbury and we lost 3-1. One of my, I went to an away game and
people threw a brick. 2007, last time I believe we versed them and we lost 3-1 to them at home.
Yeah.
So we definitely need to get some payback and go over there and show them what we're made of. Which
away too. So that's another one.
So it's a good thing, but which leads me into my next little segment is that we versed a legitimate League One side in them this morning, didn't we? Like they could not. Yeah, Burton just. I mean, they're an established League One team. All right,
Burton Albion.
Let's get that out of the way. Burton Albion are an established League One team. We went up against them with basically our second string team and players that need to get minutes that aren't really running much around on the pitch. And we did fucking all right. Honestly, we lost, but we did all right.
It was the Fleur Robinson derby. For those of you who watch Welcome to Wrexham, you will have seen a slight segment on where Fleur, our fearless leader, came from. And that's from Burton Albion, where her dad was a prominent figure in the same position, but obviously for them. So I thought it was a nice, thing to get them, get them in the draw, and they're coming to us as well, which was nice. But mate, they played 8 out of the 11 that they played in the league.
They played pretty much a full strength League One team.
Pretty much.
I was just sitting there like, I mean, how worried do you have to be about going to the race course and versing a second string team?
Yeah.
To put out your number one side in League One and fucking. Wait, let me rephrase it. Your first 11 side in League One, because they're not number one in League One, they're 12th. But they're obviously, I mean, you're coming up against a Wrexham side that a lot of players are just out there for experience and getting more minutes under the legs so they can be ready when called upon. But these players aren't in our first 11, and they're putting out a side like that in a fucking trophy game. Like guys that fucking Burton must have been fucking worried.
Well, I think it also showed Parky's priorities, which I actually loved, because there's already a stigma around the trophy because of all the academy team. That's why there was 4,000 people there, one of the lowest attendance of the year, which, shout out to fucking every other league fan who was like, oh, you don't understand. Why are you guys going to the game? It's like, come on, man. We're honoring the fact that we were against it. Parky's basically just flouted that we're against it by putting on a fucking second string side. But probably the biggest one that came out of that for me was something that was actually kind of a poignant point. Someone tweeted, they said, if this game didn't prove it, I don't know what will, that only about 2 of those players would get into our first 11, it may be even off the bench. And I can name them as the goal scorers. And
you know what? To go and score... Well, there was 3 goals scored in the game within the first 5 minutes, which was just nuts. It was just
classic
an insane game. But to go and do that with our second string team, imagine if we had put out a full strength team.
Oh, yeah.
They wouldn't stand a fucking chance.
But it's a waste of energy and time. Supposedly, Parky wanted to move the fixture because I know a couple of other clubs did get to move their fixture. We were not allowed to. We asked for it. They said no. So we had to keep going. And so he's like, well, the league is paramount. The FA Cup was paramount. He's not risking it for a fucking trophy. Yes, we won it back in 2005. Yes, we did consider it a big deal back then, but we are a lot bigger than we were before. And I think we've got bigger fish to fry right now. We're second in the league. We're in FA Cup third round.
Yep.
And we are now going to come up against a crosstown rival. I don't know what I would have been upset if he didn't play a second string side, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And then moving on from that, this weekend we've got Cellar Dwellers, Forest Green. Yay!
Fucking vegans, the lot of them.
Yeah, they have the vegan fucking stadium, don't they?
Well, they're like their owners, full, and good on him, man. If you want to save the world, you go Glen Coco. But it's one of those things.
You know what? For fuck's sake, get that Marks and Spencer pig out there on the field.
Oh well, they're gonna have to move it, right? They're gonna have to move it. So why not move it to the fucking
Forest Green? That's gonna be hilarious. The vegans will have a heart attack, and then we'll just have to
And look, just a quick one, just a disclaimer. We have nothing against vegans as a whole. We are just saying
he has nothing against vegans. I fucking can't stand them.
Well, just a shout out. I'm pretty sure one of our fuckheads is, so you might want to. No, I'm just kidding. It's okay. But look, the coolest thing about it is we're going up against a team, like you said, who is quite low on the table. They have, they're big in their own right in the news in terms of what they do around the club, and good on them for doing that, trying to reduce carbon emissions, shit like that. I'm all for it. Unfortunately, one team's not going to change the world, but I like to think that it's nice that they think they can. So good on them. But
it's obviously have an effect on their performance because they're bottom of the ladder. But
correct.
Surprise, surprise. I bet you we show up and they put on the performance of this season.
Oh, of course. It'll be Accrington 2.0. It'll be their owner will come out and be like, you savage dogs, 10 minutes before kickoff is how dare you bring that Marks and Spencer's pig to the fucking Forest Green, whatever they call it. They probably call it the greenery. I don't know. But the greenhouse emissions, I don't know. But they call it something. But you know what? Good on him for trying it. I feel like Rouse, his brain's ticking over and he's getting the fucking pig ready and he's going to go put it in his background.
They call it the New Lawn Stadium.
The new lawn?
The new lawn stadium. Yep.
Well, I guess grass. Yeah, fair enough. It's green. It works. It's not as catchy as the race course, but we'll take it. Good on them. But yeah. Can I bring it back to the last game for 2 seconds that references this next game? The 2 players that people were talking about that would, could not walk into the side, but definitely start off the bench. Obviously, the 2 scorers, Jordan Davis and our mate Sam Dolby. Do you think with what's happened this week that you see one of them starting?
I fucking hope not.
Tell me why.
Because I like the Mullen-Palmer start and Sam Dolby coming on for a bit of extra legs as a super sub.
Now, let's just say Ollie's.
That's what I hope happens.
Let's just say Ollie's not fit. I'm not saying he's not. I don't know anything. I'm not an insider information here. Listeners, I know fuck all. But let's just say Ollie is not fit or can't, run out the minutes. Do you want him starting coming off early, or do you want Dolby starting and then Palmer coming on for a good 20 minutes?
Still want him starting. The reason being is because the most danger he's posed this season is when he starts, not when he comes on as a sub. So, I mean, look, the game on the weekend when he came on as a sub, the whole dynamic changed. It became a little bit more fierce. And the same happened, obviously, but obviously not with Palmer. But wait, did Palmer come on this morning? No, it was McLean and.
Oh fuck! I don't even remember the subs that came on, mate.
They brought him on to chase down the game, but either way, the Mullen Palmer pairing just fucking works. I will take that to my grave.
And here's the thing: I don't doubt that it works. It's just it will never go for 90 minutes.
I mean, I just about cream my pants every single time I see McLean, Lee, Mullen, Palmer on the start. I'm just like, oh damn, it's just rock hard. Just have to.
And look, I'm
chair a little bit.
I'm putting up a bit of a case here for Sam Dolby because he kicked that incredible goal this morning. That was pure finesse, like not power shot. He placed that to perfection outside the box, bottom left, perfect kick. Now, we're talking League One team. He's just done that against. Now, I don't disagree. He has not been lighting the house on fire, but Ollie has been recently. But I've noticed that, they will not. The reason that they play Dolby is not because the Palmer-Mullen matchup doesn't work. It's because that Palmer can't run it out, and there's no point subbing him off the 45-minute mark, half time, or at 50-minute mark when you're wasting a sub early when we could have an injury, e.g. a la fucking Aaron Hayden, or a couple of weeks ago when Mendy went down, or, anyone like that. So I kind of see where Parky's coming from. What I'm trying to get at is if we see Dolby starting ahead of Palmer, it's not panic stations. Agreed, it's not ideal, but it's what we have to deal with when we've got an aging Palmer, and we won't need to save him for the FA Cup and the rest of the season. So I wouldn't be surprised against Forest Green Rovers that would probably happen.
Well, I'm telling you now, Forest Green Rovers score prediction 4-0. Wrexham.
Forest Green beating us 4-0. Rousey, that's awful. That's bloody disgraceful.
No, they'll be too tired because they don't consume meat. So they don't have the protein and the energy and the.
I don't think the players are vegan, mate.
So, you know what? Yeah, well.
You know who consumes a lot of sausage? You, Rousey.
I love a good red sausage too.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, we got them, and then look, 4-0 is a good.
I think Wrexham will win 4-0.
Yep, I think we'll win 2-0. I don't think it's, we are away from home. And as much as you've mentioned that we are okay away, I think we've only won 2 of them. So, we're not lighting the house on fire away. So I don't expect it to be crazy, but I definitely think will be a commanding performance, 2-0 win. Being Wrexham will give us a heart attack towards the end, I'm sure, but 2-0 is my prediction. And
they've won one of their last 5. Lost 2 of their last 5 and drew 2 of their last 5. Yep. The only team with a worse record at the moment is Sutton. Surprise, surprise, who've drew. They've drew their last. Oh, actually, no, they've got a slightly better record, but they've drew their last 4 matches and won 1. So there you go. Forest Green at the moment should be easy pickings. I'm going to stick with my 4-0.
No, I'm with you. Oh, look, I'm not doubting that could be the scoreline. I'm just going with the more conservative 2-0 to change it up.
That's right. Well, after this, let's talk some news. The news. That's just, yeah, that's fucked. But anyway, the news.
I think you just had a fit, but that's okay. Continue.
So we got some interesting developments. Obviously, that's happened during the week.
Yes.
We'll start off with old mate Conquo. Not looking good. Broken jaw. But they reckon he's only going to be out for probably mid or late December. He'll probably be able to come back with a face shield on. How well he would play as a goalkeeper with a face shield on, I do not know. But look, I think it's terrible news because Okonkwo was just on fire. And so obviously he's gone back to Arsenal for treatment, and they're working closely with Wrexham to try and get him better. Now, that's an interesting development that they're working closely together when he's a loanee player. So for all intents and purposes, what that means for the layman out there that don't understand is that, so Arsenal loaned us a player, a goalkeeper in Arthur Okonkwo. Now, what that means is that they still own him. They can recall him whenever they want. They can put him on the field in the first team for Arsenal, which won't likely happen, but they own him and they pay his wages. They're just loaning him to the club. The fact that the club, Arsenal and Wrexham, are working closely together on Okonkwo's injury makes me think that we will actually try and secure Okonkwo from Arsenal.
I would have agreed 110% if he wasn't a free transfer come January. So because it is no interest.
We're going to have to pull out the big bucks to
for sure. We're still going to have to pull out the big bucks, but he's out of contract. So Arsenal working with him is purely just because he is a listed player. It's the right thing to do. Wrexham will have reached out saying, hey, we've got this amount of facilities here. We'd like him to go to London. We'd like him to get this procedure done because of X, Y, Z. You know, Arsenal will have, because of duty of care, because when you sign a contract, there is insurances involved. There is all these things from Arsenal side of things that does cover them. So it's not costing them a pretty penny to fix him, but it's the right thing to do. So honestly, I don't see him coming back this side of the new year. It's just silly to push him when we do have the likes of Chomp and we do have the likes of McNicholas. I want him. He is our starting keeper. He is the person we need to sign come January. But maybe we could use it as a sign. Hey, mate, well, you got injured, so maybe we can lower your cost. So maybe we can get him on the cheap. Who knows? But honestly, I really hope that we pay top dollar. I really hope that when we walk out of the January transfer window, especially someone who's done so well for us so far, that he walks out the highest paid player at Wrexham. That's what I hope.
I think he deserves that. I mean, look, there's quite a few players that deserve to be paid that way.
Of course.
But my fingers are crossed. I hope we get him. On other news, though, Wrexham, the mighty Kairos, is going to be a four-sided stadium yet again. For the first time in 18 years, there will be people on the Cop end. A 2,829 seat stand, temporary stand, is going to be erected at that end of the stadium.
Erected.
That gets.
Well, I was just going for it before you did.
We said it at the same time. Fuck yeah, now. But yeah, so that's a really interesting development. What do you think about that, Adrian?
Mate, it's the Super Ben Foster stand. Comes in for a short time, but for a good time. It's I'm pretty sure that's, and if Wrexham, I think it's Canadian Wrexham supporter, if he's I think that was his tweet. So shout out to you. But honestly, it is something that is needed. It is weird. I think there's a lot of discourse around. Everyone's like, well, Sean Harvey lied to us. Sean Harvey said that we weren't going to do that and we were going to go straight ahead with the Cop. And now he's going back on his word.
Do you know what? I actually think that Rob and Ryan probably got involved and said, no, we're going to fucking pay for that shit. Get that stand up because we need more people.
That's what I was going to get to. Like that was my point of bringing up Sean Harvey, was that that is 100% what's happened, is that John Harvey's gone out and gone, business sense, we need this cop up as soon as possible. If we have something in the way.
Well, the club's losing money on it.
100% they're losing money on it. And that's what I want to, when you ask for my opinion is that it is 100% loss for the club, but a win for the fans. That's the way to put it.
And it'll put things into perspective if we start packing out, that'll be what, 12,860 in the race course. So that will be interesting.
I wonder if my biggest thing would be, I wonder if people who maybe, I mean, I guess season ticket holders have their seat and that's their seat, but the people who maybe just go in for the game, do you reckon they're going to be like, I want to go to the cop end? Like, even though it's a temporary stand, it is a novelty. They want to be like, oh, well, I got to sit in it during the first game. Do you reckon there's going to be people doing that?
Yeah, most likely. Definitely. Definitely. But, it's going to be a decent size. I mean, like, it's not a small stand that's going up. I just hope that it's safe and that it can handle people jumping around and all that sort of stuff, because it'll be terrible to see something go wrong. But, there's places that do this for a living, and that will be made to that standard, and it will be up for the Newport game right before Christmas, which is really, really cool. So
yeah, that's a big one too. Like everyone's already looking forward to the Newport game. Like, that's such a big calendar event as it is. You throw an extra stand in, like, that's what we need. I did see a bit of mutterings, which are just people who have no idea, but like people from other fans, like I think maybe even Newport fans, I don't want to throw them under the bus, but I'll throw them under the bus. They were coming out and saying, oh, convenient, when they allocated us, they only had that amount and now they're getting an extra 2,500 in that we could have had people going in there. It's like, no, it's not how it fucking works. You're an away fan allocation. We decide and we dictate. As we found out from our mate Andy Holt, he dictates it, therefore we can dictate it. So the same shit happens. So like anyone who comes out, and you watch when this happens, you watch, especially when we get Accrington at home, which we will at some point in the new year, and the new stand or temporary stand will be up. Andy Holt's going to say something about it and to do with allocation. And I cannot wait to be like, shut the fuck up. And I'll be the first person to tweet him. So my Andy Holt reference for the day. I'll do it each pod until the guy sells his club, which is not that far away. So
righto. Well, after this, we will wrap things up for another week. Let's go. Well, that's it for another week again. And I don't know, it was a nice little informal podcast, a little bit tamer than what we normally do, but I think we're both a little bit tired from being up nice and early watching the game this morning. But hey, to be expected. We've got some good stuff coming up, and including a giveaway, which we will be announcing in our very next video, our review video which we're going to be doing for the Paul Mullen book. That will be actually released before this podcast. So if it is, go back to there and check out what we're giving away. Not just that, but that's part of it. That's a little teaser. But if you want to know more, go watch that video, and we will, and you'll see what this exciting giveaway is all about. So, Adrian, mate, it's been a pleasure this week, and I'm going to announce right now we're going to have another artist in focus.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. Oh, I'm excited.
So, have you heard about this Dai Meyer?
So only from you mentioning it when it came about, and now I've listened, and now I'm hooked, and now I'm excited.
Great song, great video. The song is called "Where the Dragon Heart Beats."
What a song name!
Oh, it's so good. It's just
I'd get that tatted on me. For sure.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic song, and so I'll put all the links down below to Dai's YouTube and Facebook and all that. So make sure you go over there and give them a follow, give them a like, subscribe to them, even just watch this. It is a fantastic song. It is so good. And we've featured some really good songs on this. And this one, I have to say, is like well and truly up there with some of the best that we featured. So, Dai, if you're listening, well done. Fucking amazing song. And we are absolutely honored to be debuting, or not so much debuting it, but featuring it on our podcast.
We're just happy you're here. That's it. Like, we're just happy. And look, this will continue to happen. We're ramping up to that Christmas time. We're ramping up to that New Year. So if you are a musician or you know a band from Wrexham that you think we should be shining a light on, please reach out, because we know a few, but we don't know everyone. And there's no only way we know is word of mouth or social media.
If we can't find a band or singer-songwriter to feature, then we'll just play Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas.
Don't you dare let that happen, viewers. Don't you fucking dare. If you let that happen, nah. I worked in retail for fucking 10 long years, mate. Every Christmas that fucking song haunted me. Every fucking year.
Oh yes, I'll do it too, just for paper. Nah. But anyway, guys, that's it for another week. We love you. Like, share, subscribe the shit out of you,
Mariah Carey.
So, beer brethren, cheerless fuckheads, and all-round legends, we will see you guys next week on Two Beards, a podcast, and Wrexham AFC. Take it away. Dai, where the Wrexham heart beats. Let's go. Woo!
Take my hand once more as we walk through the crowd to the place we call home. And time has taken its toll, but we'll always remember those who stood here before. They're never gone, 'cause we're Wrexham, and where the dragon heart beats, and we'll fill all our seats with both passion and pride. So come along for the ride, watch the Red Army fight, for your sons and your daughters to have memories for life. And 'cause two came along, relit the fire inside. Yeah, two came along, relit the fire inside. And now we're ready to fly, as we brought back our club from the dark to the light. It feels like now's our time, 'cause we're red and we believe, and we'll never say die, we'll never die. 'Cause we're Wrexham, and where the dragon heart beats, and we'll fill all our seats with both passion and pride. So come along for the ride, watch the Red Army fight, and for your sons and your daughters have memories for life. And 'cause two came along, relit the fire inside. And yeah, two came along, relit the fire inside. 'Cause we're Wrexham, and where the dragon heart beats. And we're Wrexham, and where the dragon heart beats. And we're Wrexham, and where the dragon heart beats. And we're Wrexham, and where the dragon heart beats.